Hi everybody, it's time for the Corona Cero update show. 4 heats completed in the opening round before this thing went on hold. Look at all those rocks exposed, getting on the dead load tide. So we're going to play with this waiting period a bit. Next call will be at 1 o'clock this afternoon. It's 10:30 a.m. local time. And we'll see this water fill in and hopefully get Ethan, Marco, and Levi Slauson in the lineup. Thanks for joining us on this Corona Cero update show. Joe, Jesse, Mitchell, we got through a few heats, and it kind of reminds you, no matter what the forecast looks like, and as a past CT competitor, Jesse, you've got to be able to adapt on the fly. For a guy like Levi Slauson, this is his debut. He already had his jersey on. He was walking down to the rocks. He's got to figure out how he's going to spend the next few hours to see if he's back on this afternoon.
And it's just that tricky gap in between that it doesn't give you too much time to go back home and reset. You kind of got to stick around, you know, like maybe some people are staying like 30-40 minutes away, just down up north, and sorry, up north, not down up north. But yeah, it's just that tricky moment that you have to figure out what's going to be your strategy coming up.
Just to note quickly, women's opening round off for the day. We'll focus on trying to finish the men's opening round later. Mitchell, Joao Chianca had to work pretty hard for his victory in heat number 2 today. Took a lot of waves, took some chances as well.
Yeah, and he looked spicy and energetic, and that's something that I really enjoyed about his surfing in this heat in particular, Joe. Jack Robinson, too, though, he made sure that he was making it out of this round and into the round of 32. He looked excellent. Wave selection was on point. He did just enough to make it through. And our kid, Edgar Grosia, he was close, Jesse, but unfortunately not enough at the end.
I mean, I thought he did great on this wave here. Beautiful carve, extended. You usually see him just pushing a lot and cutting the turn short, so he drawn out and he got rewarded for that. So the judges want to see him surf that way. He got a 5.33 if I'm not mistaken. Best score of the heat, but just didn't have a backup. Needed to slow himself down and wait for a better wave.
Smart use of space here. Jack got a keeper behind Joao. Chianca with the higher priority executed some big moves here, Mitch.
Yeah, and these 2 waves, as you said, Jack's wave was a keeper score and also the same one for Chianca right here. Excellent use of priority. Once again, though, the energy, he just knows that he's behind the cut line at the moment, Joe. This is an important momentum builder right here in El Salvador, where he made it to finals day last year in 2024.
Also seeing just how much confidence he's had with a lot of different types of moves, even in a tight space towards the rocks. He was letting the fins fly free, Jesse.
Yeah, he did, and that was beautiful surfing from him on both of those waves. Obviously, he had to go a little lighter on that first one, but this one, shorter wave, but still pretty much the same score. That's just showing where the judges are going for, and they want to see big turns, even though if you don't have to connect all the way from the top of the point to the bottom.
So Chianca rising up after getting cut originally into number 4 in the world, then his injury, that was scary of pipe. Now we're really building himself back as a world title threat this season. Has to have a lot of confidence getting past a guy that's so consistent like Jack Robinson as he moves on into the round of 32. Ramzi Boukhiam's backhand looked really solid. In fact, all the blue jerseys look dangerous today, getting a win over the top-seeded red jerseys through every heat that we had. And Barron's been looking really strong as well, improving a lot in conditions like this, Jesse.
Yeah, and Ramzi just really had great wave selections. As you can see right there, that heat started to bottom out the tide, and the wind got a bit stronger, so it got very tricky. Even though Barron make the most of his decisions and the waves that he put himself in, but you can see right here, Ramzi on cleaner waves, cleaner walls. The wave has slower pace, and he was just hammering.
Those big power turns look so connected. Raised in Morocco, that's where this backhand got ironed out. So you're picking El Salvador on tour for Ramzi to really show it off. Looked really dynamic in the pocket.
Yeah, and I remember, I think it was 2012, got into the semis over there at the World Juniors against Jack Friese and Ocho Ramos. This is the same thing right here, Joe, in the pocket the entire time. But as Jesse was mentioning, he's always on the right waves, and he's learned his lesson in these heats. If you're serving against guys that are quicker than you and have that ability to go above the lip line, stick to your strengths, though, and it showed off in this heat.
Well done to Ramzi Boukhiam. The waves definitely got difficult to surf in that heat. I felt like the Goofy Foot had the advantage, staying tight in the pocket, didn't have to chase any sections. Peaked at a 7.17 to go straight into the round of 32. Baron Mamiya advancing in second, and Samuel Pupo still in a bit of a slump this year. We'll have to deal with the elimination round. Then we got to the last heat that we saw, heat number 4. all focused and hype has been on Yago Dora, but it was the blue jersey once again, the rookie from Maui, Jackson Bunch, taking a critical win this morning, Jesse.
And he had a few mistakes actually on the heat. He lost priority, but then somehow that set him up for the 6.33. And Ian, it looked like it was Ian's shows. Like since the beginning, he was like looking fast, connecting the dots very well, finishing off the waves very strong, but the waves lacked a little bit of energy, a little bit smaller in size, and Jackson Bunch kind of just identified that bigger section and hammered. You're gonna see this wave's a bit slower, give him a better pace on the backhand.
Little fin throw there for Jackson Bunch, mixing it up. His breakthrough moment this year on tour was really kicking off at Abu Dhabi, eliminating Griffin Colapinto. But he said he's really looking forward to El Salvador. He likes to mix it up on his backhand, and he has some big rotations that he can throw down if he gets the section. Real smart surfing, especially when you have a favorite like Yago Dora in the mix, Mitch.
Boy, but he can really lay it on rail too, Joe. But as you said, great air game coming from Paia. This is Maui glass for him right now, and you know he was in third the majority of the heat, bounced back as you guys were mentioning with a solid heat total as well. But to me, really, it just comes down to his ability to handle pressure. He was the last person to qualify last year on the Challengers, Joe, at number 10. He's looking good so far on the CT.
And Yago Dora always looking smooth. It was definitely getting tough to surf. When you're the last heat before a hold, you know there's some decisions going on. Yago still fit in some airs, looked nice and clean, enough to avoid the elimination round today.
Yeah, I love the transitions on this wave itself. He was able to put the bottom of the board and glide through those sections and keep the speed throughout it, which is very tricky to do on your backhand.
Well done to Yago Dora, taking the second spot. Jackson Bunch trying to have a more favorable seed with that win. Going into the round of 32, and Ian Gentile, the WSL replacement for Medina, he'll be heading into the elimination round as this event continues. Once again, we are on hold. The next call is going to be at 1 o'clock, and we'll see if we can finish the round today. Before we get there, let's hear from Jackson Bunch with Rosie Hodge.
A great heat win, and it's always a sharp learning curve for the rookies on tour. You've done so well already. Your first time here to El Salvador. How are you liking the place, and what do you make of it?
I mean, we're back in board shorts. It's nice to have some warm weather. It's almost a little too warm at times, but yeah, it's always good feeling free in board shorts, and yeah, this wave is insane. The conditions got a bit challenging out there, but the last few days have been pumping for sure.
And how do you manage those elements, like the heat, the rocks, everything that you've got going on, the wax that you use, the places to eat?
Yeah, I mean, just trying to drink as much water as I can, and make sure I'm eating good food, and yeah, I mean, the wave aspect, just kind of have fun and do the surfing that I do, and don't worry about the rocks too much.
Well done on the heat win, Jackson. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Loving the talk from Jackson Bunch, coming in with a lot of confidence to this tour. He's one of those guys, when you talk to him in between heats, he's talking about the airs that he wants to throw down in heats. He's got so much excitement, and just showing that he put Yago in the second spot, knows that he wants to go the distance in this event, Jesse.
Yeah, and sometimes it takes a little while for you to break the ice and do some big airs in a jersey, obviously, in this stage. And he did it on the the second event already, so at Abu Dhabi. So he just broke through that, and he's looking sharp.
So once again, 1 o'clock is the next call, potential 1:33 start this afternoon. So it's pupusa time.
Yes, sir.
How would you describe a pupusa to people who haven't had one yet, Mitch?
It's corn, basically a closed kind of corn taco right there, and you got beans and cheese inside, and the things are amazing. You got to order 3 at least every single time, Joe.
Not bad, not bad. Corona Ceros are ice cold. We're going to take a break. We will see you at 1 o'clock for the next call.